Well, yeah, I'm going to repeat myself. Once again, the Expanse delivers with hard vacuum and a formidable performance for the character of Naomi here, in which they also deal with the consequences and try to get it as close. I'm not a scientist. I'm sure a lot of them could pick it apart. Was that really feasible that she could have made the leap to the other ship and all that? I don't know, but man, the character sure suffers for it. Man, is she banged up and all kinds of problems that she's dealing with. And that's one of those things like in the old days where you had they probably still do it, where like detective shows and whatnot, and the detective gets hit over the head and he's passed out, and then when he wakes up he just shakes his head and gets up and goes back to action. I guess none of those people have ever been knocked out. It doesn't quite work that way. But here the consequences are displayed all over her, and the struggles she's dealing with, trying desperately to prevent the trap that Marco has set with this ship, which is now basically a floating bomb, with her own voice, manipulated voice, being sent out to lure him in there. And this leaves her with her only option is to try to stop it and broadcast. She tries to figure that out. That doesn't work. And she goes through all this, and there's only this one section with oxygen. She has to just run as fast as she can through the section to get the wires she needs. It's very well done. It's not an easy thing to do. She doesn't have any other characters to bounce off of. It's one of these scenes where she's alone, and it's all up to her to deliver this as powerful as it possibly is. And that's pretty much the centerpiece of the episode. I suppose in a way it could have been like that was the whole episode. It was just her struggling with that. But maybe you have to figure out how to fill up the time with it. There's been episodes where this is done very well. I was thinking of probably would have gone down as a masterpiece for Peter Capaldi's Doctor Who episode, but then the follow-up was so bad it just ruined it, and now it's kind of forgotten. But it was a brilliant performance on his part. But it was all him, and in this instance, it's all her in this. But of course, the other elements of the stories threads that are traveling along are in the episode as well. Amos and Clarissa return to Baltimore, and the crime lord of Baltimore doesn't have a city to rule anymore. So he's gonna, I guess, join their group, but looks pretty sinister. I don't think you should trust the guy, and I guess but then it's Amos. He can handle him, and if that doesn't work out, he's got Clarissa to do her She-Hulk bit, and the guy will be done. But he's a long way away from reuniting with the Rossi. So ultimately, Naomi's has to try to manipulate the initial recording and change it, and it shows how difficult it is for her to do it. And it's just a damn good show. They deliver this so very well. The other threads, of course, Kristen is gonna get back into power because, well, the guy they got to be the general secretary, he never wanted the job, and he's like, oh man, this is ripe for the taking. And I mean, look, she was right. She was the one who knew what to do and all that. But I imagine if this, I don't know how they'll wrap it up eventually, but going forward, you could see that because she wants the power, and that's the problem. Even though she's right about a lot of things, you can see where they could go very badly down the road. But for the time being, she's the one they probably need to be leading this as they're trying to figure out how to respond to the Belchers. And so this is all out war, let's wipe them out. The other people, hey, wait a minute, So, of course, it's a mess, but maybe they'll figure it out. It's just it's all these treats and gifts that the show provides you with this, which of course I'm assuming it'll work out that somehow they'll figure it out. Right now, the wrong person has discovered there's something wrong with the transmission on Drummer's ship, but still hopefully a Holden rub. But Holden is overwhelmed with emotion. You know, he wants to go save her, and that'll lure him right into the trap. So, but perhaps Drummer will save the day in this. We don't know. Drummer, oh boy, he's just boiling with rage. And it's like her members of her crew are possibly going to turn on her because they're like, look, we got to go with Marco. It's a crappy deal, but it's just the way it is. And of course, she's not really on board with that. So meanwhile, the key to Marco is Philip. And Marco, I think, has made a fatal error in blaming him for the death of Sin. And so eventually you can see he's turning, and albeit probably Marco will be the one who actually does push him away, rather than the efforts of Naomi and others. So there you go, just the best damn sci-fi show on television today. Well, streaming, but you can watch it on your TV, so it counts. And if there's any other I don't know about, I've seen quite a few, and they don't even come close to holding a candle to it. And really, right now, a lot of different shows that I'm watching, haven't gotten around to doing videos on or anything. It's the best show right now. So there we go. And I could just play the same reviews over and over again because it's so good. It's pretty much all it is. It's good. you got to watch it. So there you go. Another fine piece of work from the great franchise that is The Expanse. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.